Good afternoon. Welcome back. It is Friday, October 20th, 2023. We have a couple of birthdays and a couple of events to talk about. So we're going to start back in 1985 at Rockingham in the Cup Series. Darrell Waltrip won that race, not necessarily in dominating fashion. He started in 20th place and didn't lead a whole bunch of laps, but it kind of helped solidify him. The points battle between him and Bill Elliott was kind of a back and forth battle, but this gave DW a little more momentum heading into the final two races. And this is honestly one of my favorite races to go back and repeatedly watch. It's a very, very long race to watch. The broadcast time with the commercials taken out is north of 4 hours, but it's still a really good watch. There's a lot of drivers in it early in their careers, like Alan Kwiecki, and I'm trying to think who else was in that race. Ken Schrader was in his rookie year. Terry Labonte was coming off his championship season. Dale Earnhardt was just in his second year with Childress after coming back from Bud Moore's team. So there was a lot of, parts of the puzzle that were starting to fall into place with that race. But overall, it's a pretty exciting race, and Ken Squire and Benny Parsons do a good job telling that story. Also at Rockingham in 1991, Davey Allison wins the race, but we'll get to the importance of that here in just a minute. 2018, John Hunter Nemechek wins his first ever Xfinity race at Kansas in 2018. And so let's get to our birthdays. We're going to start off in 1969. Crew chief, I can't remember if he's with, I should have looked this up. I can't remember if he's with Blaney or Cindric. He was with Logano when he won his title, Todd Gordon. And then we have, born on this day in 1971, Xfinity Center Series team owner and part-time driver, Mario Gosselin. But our birthday that we have cards for today, born on this day in 1964, and sadly he passed away in 1992 at Michigan Busch Series practice, would be Mr. Clifford Allison. Now, I talked about the significance of Davey's win. Davey won at Rockingham on October 20th of 1991. Clifford was killed in August of 1992. Davey won on Clifford's last birthday, so I think that was incredibly ironic. But here we have a 93 action-packed, the Allisons. And we'll flip these over because we only have a few of these. But that talks about the practice crash at Michigan and a little bit about his career. We have a 92 Max. Of course, this is black and red, but I only have the black Max to show you. And there's his Busch Series starts from 1991. You see he only made 5 starts, but he did have a 6th place at Bristol in the spring. And I remember watching that race. He did have some strong runs in the Busch Series. Just lack of funding really hurt him. And here you see him in one of his father's, Bobby's, ARCA cars. Bobby's his father. I was thinking of Hut Strickland because I seen the 12. I'm sure this is one of Hut's old cars, perhaps, because it's painted up like the Rebestos car. But there you see a little bit more information about Clifford Allison. And I think, again, I kind of look at Clifford a little bit like maybe a Brian Keselowski compared to Brad, that you would compare Davey and Clifford. That even though Brian Keselowski, I believe, is Brad's older brother, Clifford in this case was the younger brother. And sometimes there's just, you have those anomalies where you have like the Labontes and you have the Bushes and you have a few others. Even the Waltrips Michael had moderate success. You have some really, really successful pairings of brothers, Bobby and Donnie, even. I think Clifford, again, racing is an expensive sport. And Clifford, he spent more with his family. Not saying Davey didn't, but Clifford spent more, getting his family started and working on cars rather than racing. But I think if he would have had the funding to have done so and been able to done it the way Davey did it, I think you would have seen definitely a lot more success out of Clifford than what you've seen. But, it was a sad day when Clifford passed because he was just starting to really gain traction. The Barry Owen team that he was driving for, the number 9 FDP brakes car, was just starting to come into their own. They were starting to, run in the 8th to 12th position more often, and they were becoming more consistent. So again, just a tough loss in the NASCAR world. I know we recently talked about this on the flea market find video where I did find the Clifford Allison car, but we can touch on it a little bit more today and remembering him today on his birthday. So anyway, thanks again for watching. Really, really do appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your Friday, and we'll see you tomorrow.